welcome back to another video. So we've been trucking along here pretty good. Again, I think all the really big stuff is done. It's just a bunch of that little stuff that we need to kind of knock out, and there's a lot. So I think we're going to try to focus on getting our radiator hoses figured out, how they're going to route. You can't buy anything off the shelf that's going to work. You can't type in belly tank because all the distances and stuff are different. So I have a whole assortment of 90 degrees, some U-bends, some 45s, some weird shapes that I thought might work. So we're going to see if we can kind of piece something together. It could either go really well or really bad. So we'll try to get those knocked out. We're not going to put the clamps on or anything, but we just want them to be dry fit so we can make sure that it's going to work when we do our final assembly. So we're going to work on that. Hopefully our generator / alternator, it'll be here this week so we can get that put in. That's pretty easy. That's one bolt and then one wire running, so that shouldn't be too complicated, I hope. We also need to work on our choke cable, throttle linkage or gas pedal, and our clutch lever. We need to work on that. There's a few other things I know I'm missing, but so we're going to start knocking out this. We're kind of just go down the line and see what we can do. We need to get our ground straps for the motor to the frame, things like that. So I guess let's get at it. So, last video at the very end, there was something behind me. A few people have asked about it. So I guess I'll show you that real quick. Well, this Big Bertha is a 36 crescent bandsaw. Pretty much like the same one I got when I made the louver press, except that's pretty much a 32 inch. So this is the big boy. This is what I wanted when I got that, but couldn't find one. And if I could, they were very expensive. Got a crazy good deal on this. This is all stripped down. I'll have a video coming out once I get this done. The whole thing from getting it with the wheels and the brackets and the motor, all that kind of stuff, getting it stripped down. We're going to build this out and we're going to make ourselves an English wheel. So I really like the Rantlers and stuff like that are overseas. Can't get one of those here. I know Detroit wheeling machines or Detroit something like that. They have pretty much the same style as that. I like that old school look, just not the square tube and all that kind of stuff. If I'm going to have one, I kind of want some character. So we're going to do this one up, make ourselves an English wheel. I got an idea how to paint it. I just lost my voice. Sorry. But I think this is going to turn out pretty cool. So at least that's the goal. So I got some parts ordered so I can build this out, and video will be coming soon. So I hope you like it. Well, kind of a hard, tight fit to get you in here to see where we're at, but here's our outlet and our radiator down here. We need to connect these two. So I got some U-bends. I think I can make this work. So I'm going to show you what I came up with so far. So U-bend, another U-bend. I only have 2 of these and some adapters, some couplers, because I was going to use it on the other side, but I think I had to order 2 more. So I'll show you what I got here. So this first one will go up here. Okay. And then it's right above our frame rail here, barely across the port. So we're going to take a coupler on both ends of this, and we're going to shove it in there. Am I blocking you? I hope not. Yeah. So that's going to go in that way. All right. Can you see that? Yes. So then from here, we can kind of pivot these around a little bit too. We're going to go from here to our rod there. It's about 6 inches, and we got good clearance. So I have some more silicone tube of straight stuff that I'm going to cut to attach that. So that's going to work for that. Can I show you there? Kind of goes down. There's our cross support. Comes back through there, and then that's going to line straight up with that. So we'll put about a 6 inch section right there, and that'll get her. Got clearance up front. So it's the exact same on the other side. Like I said, I got 2 more U-bends coming, so that other side will be knocked out. I can't believe it actually worked like that. So up here, I just had a standard 90, but when we put it on, it was kinked real bad. So I ended up cutting off like 3/4 of an inch. You can see we look pretty good here. So So we're tight down at the bottom all the way around. But we're up front, we have a lot of neck showing. But then up here, you can kind of see there's our lip. So we only have probably about this much to go on. So what I'm going to do, I have a longer one, which is right here. I took the other one that we had and laid it up. You can see this one's a little bit longer because I trimmed it out. And there we go. And then we extended it out. So I'm going to cut this off here. I might cut it a little bit long. And then that's the same dimension as the one that's on there right now. So height-wise there is good. We just need to extend it out a little bit. So I'm going to cut this, and then we'll try to throw it on there, see what we got. All right, kind of show you. This is the one we just took off, so you can see we lined it up that way. It's perfect, and then we have about another inch that we're going to cut off. Just kind of want to show you the perspective. This is what we actually cut off right there from that one. So, all right, I got this cut down. Let's see if there's an easy way to do this. Probably not. Let's get this bad boy all the way on there first. Yeah. Ho, 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 ho. Oh, she's a golden. Let's turn. There we go. Perfect. Put a clamp on there. Got a clamp around that. Hot diggity. So we're tied all the way around the bottom. Let's see, we got belt clearance. Got about half an inch or so. That's good there. Perfect around the top. Man, I was really dreading that. I thought that was going to take a while. Well, I took the seat out. I figured I'd knock this out real quick, hopefully. You can see we got the seat out and we got the floor pan out. What we're going to go ahead and do, I need to work on kind of an emergency brake and a few other things here. But when you push the brake pedal, you can see some flex in this just because the towel hasn't been tied in yet. So I'm going to run 2 bars here and here so there doesn't any flex. I adjusted this tighter so we have our brake is a little bit quicker. And then I'm going to put the panel back on and we're going to figure out a simple, probably a pin with like a nut type of thing for an emergency brake. So when you push this forward, you can slide a pin down and it'll lock it in. Instead of trying to have levers and everything in here, there's just not room. I have 2 different types. I tried it and it's so much, it's so tight in here. So I think I'm just going to go simple option. See if that works. So let me get these 2 cut and we'll get these 2 welded in, put the floor back in, and then I'll push the brake pedal all the way down, and then we'll see where we need to put a pin, drop it in, weld it, and we should have an emergency brake. I mean, it's about as simple as you get, right? Plus, these are mechanical, so let's go mechanical, right? All right, let's get this done. And again, once this all gets stripped down on these corners here, I'll probably do some gussets on those, and a lot of these will get some more gussets and things like that. So it'll all get kind of tied together, but I need to kind of make sure everything's solid at this point, and then the gussets are just added security. Ta-ta-ta, let's go. So if you watch this bar here, when I push the brake pedal, you'll see this flex some. Watch. See that flex? So that's what we're going to try to eliminate. So got these 2 bars in. Ooh. right, well, let's see. So we hit the brakes. Let's see if it moves. Ha, none. Okay, and we're actually going to run a spring from this back to here, so that's going to help pull that back too. But that eliminated that. So we'll go ahead and get our floor back in, and we can kind of work off this piece. All right, let's slide our floor back into here. We'll just slide these in temporarily. Ooh. There we go. Here, that needs to come down a little. Oh, stuck to my finger. Okay, so we're in there. So now we're going to push our brake pedal forward. Oh, you can't see the wheel, but the wheel's spinning. We'll hit the brake there. Use our Turtech strap to hold our brake there. Okay, so now our brake's on. So I have this little pin. We're going to straighten this out, and then it's going to slide down into there to lock it. I think we're going to go there. I wonder how deep that is. So we need to put that like that. I wonder how we can weld that pretty good. So I think we're going to try to, I don't even know if I can tack that. Maybe. All right, we got our pin in here. We're going to see if we can get a tack on it, and then we'll take the floor out and probably take the bar out and finish welding it up, and then we'll see how it works. She's smoking. Smoking. Okay, we're gonna hold on the brake, pull that out. Oh, I got magnets. Get off there, magnets. Okay. Ooh, that stinks. I don't know what that is. Okay, let's get that. So I'm going to trim the bottom of our tube off too and finish welding that up. So yeah, we'll just trim off a smidge of that. So let me get this off again. Get that off. Let's pop that off. Got that there. And then we'll go ahead and those magnets, get this popped. Go ahead and stick this right there. Got in the front. Yeah, get off. Take this pin out. That back in there. Let's lay that down there. All right. So let's clean this up and weld this up now. Oh. All right, let's get our brake lever back in here. Oh, that's clutch. Let's get you. Get in the hole. Yeah, in there. Where are you going? There you go. Let's put our cotter pin in just to hold it. Okay. All right, let's come to the back here. All right, let's get that into here. What am I doing here? There we go. Put the cotter just to hold it. That's off of there. That's good. Let's get our floor. Floor. Okay, so that's that. All right, floor's in. Where's our pin? Here's our pin. So there are wheels turning, and it's locked. Right there's our lock. So let's close our Turtech strap. That goes there. Okay. So then this hopefully lines up. It does. So put that there. Now let's undo the Turtech strap and see. Oh, it barely moves. Oh, so it did go back some. Okay, so let's try this. So that goes to the floor. And then that goes back, and that makes it just barely, it barely moves. Okay, so that floor's to there. So that's what it is. It's too far forward that way. Well, that would have been nice to know. So if that's there, I wonder if I can slide that over. Too much there. Slide it over that way. So that's the problem, is it can pivot, because that's so long right there. Even if that's like that, that moves back and forth. So yeah, so that's going like, it's going like that in the hole. That's good for it. So let's let me figure out how to stiffen this up a little bit. All right, what we're going to do is we have this tube that's welded onto our brake rod. We have this bolt that slides down into it. That's going to be our stop. That other one we had was too much. It's right here. So I wanted to use this, but you look at it in, you see how much play that has. That was really messing up from our brakes holding and not. So we're going to use this bolt. We're going to put this, weld this square washer onto the top of it. Once that's done, we'll round out the top here. And then we're going to hook this chain into it. And then this will be hooked to the corrugation on the floor. So we're not using it, we can just flip it out and it's just going to lay there and it's not going to go too far. When we need it, it'll pop right into the hole. Make sense? I think so. So let's put this in there, clamp. Let me turn the bolt a little, there we go. Put that on there so we have something for our ground. You gonna work? Don't slide off. You don't want to slide off there. Oh, you're so close. Oh, that's so close. So close. She toasty. She toasty. Well, let's turn it around. Not like this is going to take a lot to hold this thing. Gorgeous. Now I'm going to take this out, take it to the grinder, and clean her up. So our rod is welded to, or our tube is welded to our brake rod. We have our little piece that we made here. We just got it tied back to the back. So this will end up going through here, or through one of these here, once we get it, the brake rod going for the emergency brake. We got our spring on through there to give it tension to pull this back. So I'm going to kind of show you what we have here. We got tension on the spring. The brake is all the way back. Got our rod here, so brakes will function just as normally as it would. So you got spinning, and then you got the brake stopped. So right through there, stop. So then if we want to put the emergency brake on, we're going to put the brake, and we're going to slide that right through this hole here. Maybe. We don't need that much pressure. I don't know. Let me see. What we're going to do here, once you slide this in to lock it, the first part slides through just fine, but this last part, it kind of gets caught up. The threads get caught up on the corrugation there, or the expanded metal. So we're just going to take these threads off here and see if that'll clean it up for us a little bit. So like I said, we're going to take these top threads off here. So we push our brake on, that goes up through there. And that drops right down there for emergency brake. And you look, I'm like forcing the tires, so that will hold it. Now we just pull her out, and then the spring takes it back. Good. Popped in. So that's an easy emergency brake there. I think I need to put a bigger pull handle on this here. So this goes to our brake pedal. You can see there's a lot of room through here. So when this, if you put the pressure on it, it can slide over this way. And then when it does, it makes for the emergency brake rod not to line up. So I put this little bronze bushing in there. I cut that down on the lathe real quick. So now it can't go this way, which is good. So you have these two upper ones here that went to the rears, which I don't even think I'm going to put rears on this, to tell you the truth. Most of the stopping force is in the front. So I think I'm just going to go with that for now. So I think this is gonna suffice for what we need. These bars stiffened it up quite a bit. The springs helps to pull everything back. I think we're in a really good spot for having an emergency brake. Super easy. Sacrificing a filter to see if this will actually work. Kind of crude, but you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. So I don't know if this is gonna work. Okay. So trying to do. We got our angle that way. let's see what we have here. So you can kind of see we have like a little wedge. So pop that onto there. Wedge. That goes down on that. Just like that. I'm really running out of ideas here, but hot diggity. Finally, this will close the whole way, and we have about a 16th right touching. This is going to work. See, you can see the shadow up there at the top, so we're golden there. That'll let some air in, and then if it rains, we'll still be covered there. I just want it to be known that I am ecstatic that that's done. I've thought about this at night. I've looked everywhere trying to find a smaller filter, trying to find something custom. And I mean, the last resort really was cutting our little tunnel. And I didn't want that to happen. So this is working. We're moving on, finally. Thanks for bearing with me. Appreciate it. Well, I'll try to explain what we're trying to do here. We have our clutch lever, and I actually took our old rear brake line right here and kind of ran it up to the front. Where that's at. Okay, so we're going to run this over there. Now this is a I guess proof of concept, so to speak. Once I figure out if this works, then I'll go back. I got some tube I can encase this in and put little bracings and stuff like that. So I need to keep that off for a minute. So then the next side, we need to do another nut outside to sandwich it, and then a washer. Okay, and then we're going to slide that tweaks. Let's get that started. A washer, lock washer, and a nut. So once we figure out if this works, I'll clean this up. But this is just to kind of get us where we need to be. Slide this one up to there. Let's get this one tight. But this is very mechanical. Just like the brakes, everything else, it should be pretty easy. Well, I didn't slide that back where I needed it. Hold on, we're gonna do it. Get the brake rod where we need it, or the actual rod here. Yeah. Now, slide that back. If you can even see that this end of the rod or not. I'll show you that shortly. That's tight enough there. Now, let's tighten that up. How are we looking in there? Yep, we're good there. All right, so that's gonna be stiff. So if this does work, we'll end up sleeving this just to give it some more support, plus make it look a little bit nicer because it's kind of crude. All right, so then here we are with our brake lever. So yeah, we'll clean that up, and then clutch, it doesn't actually move that much. It's just like a little bit, like you can hear it. So the rod there, right in here, we bent it a little bit, and then it runs all the way up. Ooh, camera got drunk. Comes through here, comes underneath that mount, comes under through there, comes up here through the front, and then we have it stopping right here for right now. So up here on our clutch lever, you see our, it goes to the other side. So we bent our joint here. And then we bent up this rod here, which we're going to cut this rod right there, and then we'll weld that to there. This pretty much stays across the line, our feet will be out of the way, and then once, put that like that. So once we weld this through here, I have a sleeve that I'll have back here, and then once I weld it, I'll slide it up over this and then weld on both sides. That'll really tighten that up. Same thing for back here. So that should, well, okay, my camera messed up, sorry about that. So once this is welded here, this is just gonna slide forward, see that? And that should push all this forward, especially with this angle here, should push it that way. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut here and weld it, probably just tack it, and then we'll move it to make sure it works. And if it does, then we'll take it off and clean it up and do it right, and then put it back in. My only question is, it's going to be a really tight fit to slide that whole rod back through here, probably. I don't know if I can, but we'll try it. Worst case, I can probably cut it somewhere and then we'll do it where it bolts together, but I think one way or the other I'll figure out how to get this through. Because even once we do our final assembly, it can come up underneath before we put the bottom tank on, but I think I might be able to finagle it out, so. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna cut that piece there, and then we'll tack those in, make sure it would work. I know right here, you can't see it from there, but it's barely touching one of our little mounts, but it's just a solid plate, so we'll just loop that out, but we'll get it in the position first. And then we'll probably have, on this frame rail up here, we'll probably just have like a little guide for it to go through so it can't flop around too much. It's got to stay on the same track. Yeah. It's working here. We got to get it working here now. Giddy up. We have that bolted up. I do have a sleeve cut for this, but I have to take it all apart anyway, so I'm not taking it apart, just put the sleeve on and then have to do it again. Then rod runs all the way up. Right here we have our sleeve. We're gonna weld it here and test it, see if it works. If it does, then we'll take it off. We'll slide this sleeve on top of that and then weld that on both sides to make that really tight. Same thing here. The two connections between these two are right here under there. So yeah, let's get it welded and see if it works. I'm still waiting on my mic, so hopefully you can hear me, but you're closer to the road, so you'll probably hear the kids playing and the cars going by and a thunderstorm. Enjoy. Okay, so we're gonna fish this back in the same way we took it out. All right, with any rod, when you're trying to move along that distance, you're going to have a lot of play like that, and that's going to take away a lot of our throw. So I have two of the original brake lines that attached actually to the arms, straightened them out and then bent. And what I'm going to do is end up drilling and tapping a hole there, running this through this stay, so it kind of keep it in line. It only has a little bit of play that it can go with, and it has to go forward. I have a little like U-shaped clip on the front, but I'll probably end up replacing it with this because I think that looks better. So we're gonna go ahead and drill this, tap it, and then undo this here, get it put together, and see how we go. The end of our old brake cable, the rod was bent, so the threads were all messed up, so I couldn't unthread it. So I'm going to cut it. I made a reference mark to line it back up. I have a sleeve down here to slide back over it, and I actually have the brake bracket on here. So we're going to weld it, clean it, and then we'll put it back on the car for the 1000th time. Oh. All right, I got the tube welded back up front. I haven't done the sleeve yet. But if you notice right here, there's like a dip. I don't know if that was from some rubbing. It was on the original car. But we're going to just fill it with weld and grind it down. That way we have one. We have pretty much solid material everywhere. We don't have a little weak point. I guess I need to put on a welding helmet, not safety glasses. Well, it seems like the easiest, most thought out projects always have something else. So our bar, once you get it hooked up, is hitting part of our mount here. So we're going to take a little notch out of that, maybe. Well, let's see. It's molten. Yeah, it's hot. Let's get this kind of adjusted up to where. Get in there. And then this will go up into there. I think I need to take off just a smidge more. All right, no, get out of there. Get out of there. Oh my gosh, for real? Well, we have a grade 8 bolt with a sleeve. That's bolted up to our rod. Got two springs. I might try to find another spring, but the two I had, one was weaker, one was a little bit stronger, but it still didn't have enough pull on it. So I got two here. I did cut into our mount here and drilled in there for that hook. So that's tight. Run down to our old brake spacer alignment thing. I don't know. And then that runs all the way to the front through our other clip, and we have a stop there just to be safe, and then it runs over to our pedal over here, or to our lever over here, and then when we push, it goes. So you can see there, and we got going there. And of course, to top it off, we got some clutch brake pads. These were actually made from this, or made for this, so we'll just put them on there temporary for now. because I'm sure I'll take it off when I weld. I don't want to mess them up, but we got to get the full effect. There we go. Not too shabby. Liking it. We'll talk about quick. Gave a call to Vintage Auto Garage and didn't have any problems swapping out the 12 volt generator that they sent me for the 6 volt positive system. Literally pretty much 2 days. Got it, and they're out on the West Coast, so freaking awesome. This is the correct part, 82016. If you have 36 Ford, a few other years, they have the specs for it. Yep. And this is a single wire, so it's awesome. But look at this bad boy. So pretty. Nope. There. So we're going to take off the old one, throw this bad boy on it, and then get our wires and everything run to where they need to be to the ground, and then up to the battery and get an inline fuse in, and that part's done. Keep checking these things off, man, but it's getting there. All right, so I guess this should be pretty straightforward, I'm guessing. First time ever having to change one of these. Guess you live and learn, right? I don't think it should take too much. It's just a tension bolt, so just get it kind of loose. Should flop down and come right off the belt. I just felt the back move, so. Oop. Of course, I didn't give myself very much room with my support bars in here that I built my little cage. I don't think I need to take too much. It's almost there. Bet I could do it with my fingers now, it looks like. A lot of gunk on this nut. Ow, there it went. Got it on a finger. All right, I think that's all that's on there. Slide that out. Yep, perfect. All right, here's the old one. Yeah, okay. And let's get the new one in. Got to get more adjusters on that. Yep, yeah, I gotta take it out a little bit. Yeah, yeah. Come on. No, I mean, I'm like a hair. Now, let's get you there. Okay. Here she goes. Slowly but surely. Oh, there we go. All right. Oh, that just knocked off. All right, let's get this back on the belt there. Belt there. Belt there. Let's just get it close, and then I'll put a wedge underneath here. All right, you just want to go all the way down. That's good. All right, let me get some boards or something here. I guess I need to make sure I'm on all my pulleys. That one, and the bottom one. Let's get these out real quick. So we're in that one good. We're in that one good. We're in the bottom pulley. All right, so I think that might still be a little loose. We're still good on our belts there, but we'll adjust that later. We still have plenty of room to adjust down there. There's no reason to crank it right now. Okay, so that's good. We're lower there. All right, let's figure out some wiring back here. Oh, shit. No, shit. Well, I made up 2 ground cables. And yes, I know ground is black, but since it's positive ground, I'm just kind of reversing it. Plus, there'll be a lot more black running everywhere. So, just trying to clean it up and still make it look good. So, got 1 cable here. This would be our ground at the bottom of the case. I'll get that on an angle here. All right, we don't have to crank it. And then what we're going to do, oh, didn't mean to kick you, sorry. What I'm going to do is run it underneath the wiring loom here. We'll end up tying that off. Down here, we got one of the transmission to the crank housing. So we got that bolt needs to go there. And then we also made up a ground that's going to go through there as well. From that to the frame. I'm going to have a few of these on here just to be safe, but let's angle that up. And of course, I didn't bring my wrench, did I? So let's see, we're going to pull that one back. So I have that tilt down like that. To there. And went ahead, drilled into the frame, welded a nut to it, and we'll use that as our ground back here. As I just click everything around. And I know for off the generator, it's going to run up to the negative side of the battery. So we have our main wire that's going to run up to our battery. I went ahead and made a shorty here. And then this is one of the 125 amp fuses. I don't just have it tight yet because I don't need to crank it down because there's nylock nuts. But this has a cool little cover that goes over it and protects it. So once that's tightened up, that'll be a nice tight fit. So I'm going to route this back through here. And we're going to put that onto here. And then we're going to go ahead and put some zip ties on it just to hold it. I'm still waiting on my starter relay solenoid for 6 volt. So I'm not sure if I need to run this to that yet, but I'm going to need it regardless. Or if this just runs straight to the battery, I got conflicting results. So I'm waiting for clarification on that and for that part to come in. So we're going to leave this long, but we're going to go ahead and get this kind of where I want it. So it's ready for later. Tell you what, I used to always buy my battery cables and stuff like that, but since I bought this little package to make my own, cut to length and everything, man, it's a game changer, man. I tell you what. So let's slide that way. Custom links, not trying to find a certain one. Okay, so now this is loose. Like I said, I haven't tightened it up yet, but that's the arc I want. Go around through here, and we're just trying to follow our lines so we can kind of keep everything clean and not in your face. Okay, so we'll put that one there. Run that down the inner tube there. And then we'll end up running this probably, I don't know if we'll run it on the inside of the frame rail. We might run it on top for a little bit till we get to the front, then we'll cut it down to the side. But we got plenty of length here right now to take it where we need. So we'll just kind of let that lay right there right now. There you go. That's perfect. All right, so cool. I think that looks clean. I think it blends in really well. Close. So we got our battery, and that's to our ground over there. And we're trying over there, and we're grounded to the bell housing here, and then to the frame, and then that's going to run up through here, and then shoot straight up. Yeah, that blends in good. I like it. Well, I think that's it for this week. I still got some parts I'm waiting on to come in. So I think once those come in, that's going to help a lot speed a few things up. But another great progress, I think, this week. I'm ecstatic with where we're at and where we're going. I probably have maybe a video, maybe 2 left before we're ready to start stripping this thing down, which will be amazing. And then it's a whole nother ball game to get everything cleaned up and painted and welded and grinded and everything else. So I know I'm going to forget something. If you think of something that you haven't seen, let me know. I think next video, I should have some of my other wiring stuff in, my starter relay, solenoid. I need to work on the gas pedal, the choke. I think that's about it for that part of it. Can't remember if I said I was going to do that this video or not, but I got sidetracked with some of the other stuff. So it all has to get done. So if I say something, it's coming, even if I don't do it right now. So yeah, I got to order some new hardware. Just a bunch of little stuff, but we're getting there. So big progress. Hope you all are enjoying it. I'm having a blast doing it. So yeah, one step at a time. I guess with that, have a good weekend. I'll see you next Friday. Thanks.